It's a Lenny baby. I ain't gotta worry. I ain't gotta worry. I ain't gotta worry all week. All week. All week. All week. All week. Said I ain't gotta worry all week. Hello, I'm Lyn Holla and welcome to Fan Club. I hope your week was worry free and continues to be. We're going to go ahead and discuss shows from the CW because I am a fan of that network. Been a fan since they was known as the WB. That goes all the way back to the Buffy era. But before we continue any further, please hit that notification bell so that you can always know when I'm posting a new video. And I plan on posting one every Sunday as of right now. I hope to make a schedule where I post more often because I do want to also discuss movies and books as well, and I won't do all of that on the same day. So please put on that notification bell. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. So let's begin. I want to start off first by talking about the new show that they took on, which was Trickster. If you know anything about the CW, they used to have a show called Supernatural. And Supernatural, the biggest fan. I was such a big fan. I got many of people on the Supernatural train. They love the show. It went on 15 seasons. One of the longest shows in I don't know how long. Because most shows end at about the second, third season. You rarely get shows that even make it to 5 years or 10 seasons. So this went 15 seasons, unless you know how great of a show it was. And so I think that they wanted Trickster to kind of take that place. I did some background research on Trickster just to get a little bit more acquainted with it. And this is the information that I found out. So Trickster was originally on the network CBC, which I believe is a Canadian network, which I find myself becoming a fan of Canadian and British TV shows because there's a ton of them that I like. Every time I do the research of where they come from, they tend to come from either Britain or Canada. So finding myself to be a fan. And so it was originally there, and then due to some controversy about the producer, let me make sure that was it. The producer that claimed indigenous background, and it caused some controversy. It ended up canceling. I guess they had green lighted the second season and then ended up saying no, due to this controversy, we don't want to continue forward. And then CW said, we'll pick it up. And they did. So it's also based off of a novel. And I didn't know that until I did my research. So I'm happy to hear that because I think I might ask us to read that novel because I'm intrigued by the first 3 episodes that I've seen thus far. So I'm pretty positive that I would like the book. And as we all know, us book lovers that watch both the books and the movies or TV series, we know that the books are going to have way more information and have us way more clued in on what's going on than TV shows and movies can possibly do in a matter of an hour and a half or an hour. Like, they just can't get all that information in. And then plus, when you're watching something, you do want it to move. You just want to get to the point, versus in a book you sitting down and you're ready for that long haul. So it was based off of the book called Son of a Trickster by Eden Robinson. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and get on the library. I apologize to you guys. I do not buy books anymore. When I used to work for Barnes & Noble, I used to buy books all the time because I was trying to build up my library. But then electronic books became a big ordeal, and it became even easier to rent a book from the library, get an ebook from the library, and just have it here on your phone, and you can just read it. You can also buy it, but they'll have a lot of funds. So I will be going on the library to see if they have this book available. And I do believe that it is a trilogy. So I think there are 3 installments to this. I think you have Son of a Trickster, then there's a second book, and then there's a third book, I believe. But I will know for sure once I look it up after this. And so far, I like Trickster. I don't know about you guys, but I like it. What do you think? Like, do you think that this will take the place of Supernatural, or do you think that just like on CBC that it's going to end up getting canceled and that it's not going to have a pretty long run? But right now I'm digging it, and I'm really digging the Raven. Okay, so at first I thought it was a crow. It kind of looked similar to a crow, and I'm like, what is a crow doing out here? And I'm like, that can't possibly be a crow because of what crows stand for. So I'm like, let me look this up, because I don't believe this is a crow. Of course not. It was a freaking raven. And I'm like, oh wow, okay, ravens are so much cooler. And I was just fascinated, because I'm just like, sir, there's no way in heck a raven is sitting here talking to you and you don't think something is wrong. But I guess that when he meets the trickster, which he will know to be Wade, and Wade doesn't hesitate to let him know that he's his actual biological father, because the guy Philip, I believe his name, is who he believes is his father. That's who his mother tells him his father is. But Trickster comes one day, which won't be into the second episode. So let me back all the way up. First episode, it starts off with the son. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of his name. What is his name? Is it Jacob? It's not Jacob. It's Jared. Is it Jared? What is something with it? It is Jared. Okay, so the mother, who I believe name is Maggie, is carrying Jared. Oh no, she's not. She's chasing the trickster in the woods, and he's carrying Jared. He's trying to escape her, and she's running after him, screaming for her baby. And he gets to this tree with this amazing carving in it, and she just suddenly just screams Bloody Mary. His eyes start bleeding, and then she believes him to be dead and gets her baby. That's how it starts off. Instantly, that raises a lot of questions, because you like, why is she chasing this man? Obviously that's her baby. What's going on? And then, do she have supernatural powers? Like, how do you kill somebody with a scream? You know what I'm saying? So, and I instantly thought that he was the trickster, because it's like, why would he not be? Who else would be chasing this baby? And why, from a scream, the first thing happens is he starts bleeding. He died. I just instantly knew that was the trickster, but still though, it was just like, what is going on? And then it gets into the story, introduce you to Jared, introduce you to his mother, the situation of him having to take care of her. He has a job, and she has a drug dealer. He's a drug dealer. He gets reacquainted with a best friend, and I'm guessing they fell out at some point, and now they're going to be reacquainted. And of course, we already can predict that the best friend is going to be there with him through this journey of discovering the supernatural world. There's also this girl across the street that he ends up meeting that that's been going in between foster homes. And of course, obviously, they're going to end up being, she's going to be a love interest. They're going to end up being together. That's just obvious. And then you meet his father, and you see how he also takes care of his father. His father is with a young girl who turns out to end up being pregnant, which I guess yay for him, since he ain't actually Jared's dad. So he finally gets to be a pappy. And then you have just that whole storyline of just kind of what his life is like on, I believe they're on a reservation. And what's just basically going on, getting you some background information until you get to the second episode, when Wade comes, say, hey, guess what? I'm your real daddy. Yeah. And his mama is just flipping out. Every time she sees him, she's flipping out. First of all, let's talk about the fact that she helps this drug dealer who tried to assault her son with his dog. And she sets it up to where they blow up his trailer for the insurance money, and because she blew up his home, now he has to live with her. interesting much? You're like, how, what? Where they do this at? like how does a random drug dealer end up living in our freaking house? Okay. That makes a lot of sense, but I mean, that just goes to show you kind of like what's going on, like her parenting skills, like this is his life. This is how it goes down where he's from. Okay. And then the balls of him, but you won't the balls of him don't really become clear into the third episode, because he got his nerves. You living in my mama house and you got your nerves. But second episode though is when we kind of start. We basically are just getting introduced to Wade and getting introduced to these people who are skinwalkers. Like, what are they? Because clearly it seems like they have to eat people and then put on their skin and then take on their life, is what I'm assuming. I didn't read the book. I'm hoping that someone that's watching this read the book. Go ahead and comment down below. I don't mind. I will still read the book. You can tell me little things here and there, and I will still read the book like I ain't never even knew nothing was gonna happen, because regardless of what you tell me, you're not gonna really tell me the details to a point where when I read the book, the imagery will come into my mind. What you tell me will just tell me what I'm looking forward to, but it won't really put that imagery in my mind like reading the book would do. So yeah, you can tell me, what are these people? Are they shapeshifters? Are they skinwalkers? I mean, what are they? And then I don't understand how they could pull up. So you have this thing pulls up in a station wagon on the side of Jared and Wade, because Wade takes Jared on a ride on his motorcycle, and face all type of wrong. Like, who looks at somebody like that and just think you a regular person? No, I'm looking at you. I'm like, why is we even talking to this person? And how do you know somebody that look like that and think it's cool? What? Did you see this? Was this missed? Did you miss that? Because that ain't right. And then of course when they go to when Maggie and her little new drug dealer boyfriend, what's his name, Richie, goes to the bar to play pool, the trickster's there, and then these things is there too, and they roll up on the trickster after Maggie and the trickster get into it. They roll up on him, and they all like some, yeah, what name you going by? He like, yeah, what name y'all going by? Like, stay on my business. Mind yours, I mind mine. You know what I'm saying? And so you start getting this idea like, oh, okay, Trickster got some history. Which really just left me with episode 2 of just constantly asking myself, what happened and what's happening? Because you have to ask yourself, if she didn't kill you in the forest in episode 1, then why were you gone for his entire life? You had him when he was a newborn, and now he's what, almost 18, 17. He got to be like 16, 17. He got to be either a junior in high school or a senior in high school. Where you've been all this time, and why did you stay gone for so long? And since you stayed gone for so long, what made you finally come back? Which I'm assuming it must mean that Jared must be getting into his trickster powers, which is probably what prompted the trickster to have to come back, because he knew, basically, especially after what he tells Jared in episode 3 about his father. I'm pretty sure he was just like, my son is about to come into these powers. He's about to start seeing things. He's about to start seeing strange things all the time, and then he's not going to know anything about it. I guess he somehow knew that the mother Maggie wasn't going to tell him anything. So in episode 3, we learned that Maggie, because I had also wondered if when she screamed to and thought that he was dead, and then when she was tempted to kill him again at the end of episode 2, I assumed that maybe she has an idea, but you could kind of tell it was set up that she didn't really know what she was dealing with, because she was surprised that he was still alive, but yet she was so determined to kill him. And it's like, well, how can you kill something that you don't know what it is? So do you know what it is or don't you? And then it's like, and then they also talk about her grandma Sophia, so it's like, do you know what you are or don't? What is known and what's not known? So in episode 3, more things became known, or what people knew. Like, yes, Maggie knows that I don't know if she knows that she's a witch, because she didn't say it. The trickster told Jared that your mother's a witch and I'm a trickster. This is your heritage. Welcome, Jared, to Here's Your Supernatural Life. Do you love it or not? And so she ends up going to meet her mother, and I did kind of read some reviews about the book, because like I said, I'm more than a positive I'm going to start reading that book. I just do that. Like if I end up watching a movie or a TV show before knowing that it was first a book, I tend to go back to read that book. So so they said that the grandmother didn't quite appear, which I'm not gonna lie, I was stuck on the grandmother's wig throughout the entire third episode. Not gonna stunt to you guys. Like every scene with her and Maggie in it, I just kept going, who put this wig on this lady? Like, oh, if this don't look like a wig, that does not naturally look like this. She do not look like this. This is not how she look in real life. And normally I can bypass that because I did theater for years, and I normally don't pay too much attention to things that aren't perfect. Like you could tell if it's a low budget on a movie or a TV show and they really couldn't get the money to really make the special effects look grand. I don't really trip off of that stuff. Like, I have a favorite author by the name of Patricia Briggs, and she had her series. No, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it wasn't Patricia Briggs. The series came out. It was Kelly Armstrong. Sorry. Though Patricia Briggs, I am waiting for Mercy Thomas to have something, a TV show, a movie. I definitely can't wait for the next Alpha and Omega installment. I'm already set for the library to let me know when that book comes out. But I'm just saying, can I get a TV show or a movie or something? I love me some Mercy. Can I please? But it was Kelly Armstrong, and Kelly Armstrong has a series, and she ended up getting a TV show called Bitten. And you could just tell what the budget was behind Bitten, because whenever Clay and them turned into werewolves, they just looked like dogs. You know, the dogs that look like wolves, that's what they looked like. So I'm just saying, it didn't stop me from watching every episode and being heartbreaking when it didn't get picked back up. I'm just saying. But I could not stop looking at this lady wig. I just couldn't. I was just like, I just feel like her face was still so young that maybe we could have just let her look a little younger. We didn't really have to age her so. I mean, we understand that there are some people who can be 30, 50, 100 years old and still look like they're 20. I'm just saying. But anyhow, I guess for the rest of everybody else, they wouldn't have believed her as being a grandmother if she looked too young. So, I mean, but dang, that it just took out. I couldn't let it go. Just like, why does her hair look like this? But anyway, so she meets up with her mom, and you could tell that they've been estranged, and you kind of get a background on why Maggie is the mother that she is and why she's going through the struggles that she's going through, because they very, very briefly talk about the struggles of their mother and daughter relationship. Her mother put her through some things too, just like she put Jared through some things. Everybody had to grow up really fast. But hey, you know what that be like, so no judgments here. So yeah, her and her mom is trying to figure out who this trickster is, but it doesn't really say that they truly know that they're witches. Because my thing is, if you know you're a witch, why would you not tell your son this? Like, if this is a family heritage. But see, because then when she told her mom that the reason why she keep trying to kill the trickster is because the voices, which, are they really voices? Is this just me, or does it seem like she's actually talking to someone, not just in her head, but like she sees someone and talking to them versus just in her head? So this whole time I've just been thinking that she's been seeing people that are invisible to other people, but she called them voices when she was talking to her mom, and I'm just like, what, are they really voices? So again, another reason why I want to read the book. But yeah, and her mom act like that didn't. But again, we heard in episode 2 that she get these abilities from Grandma Sophia, her mother's mother. So, but still, though, you would think that if something was a part of the lineage, that you will continue to pass down that knowledge. This is almost reminding me of Charmed and how they had to teach themselves how to be the witches that they become. And I'm talking about the original Charmed, not CW's Charmed, though. Well, it was on CW too. But anyway, but not the new installment of Charmed, which I will talk about that show as well. I just recently watched the premiere of that show for this winter season, so I'm just not ready to present on any other shows. The Trickster is the only show that I'm the most caught up on. I'm sorry, you guys. I've been training. My father is about to start peritoneal dialysis at home. I got to get trained on that. I'm also taking care of my mom, and I got a 2-year-old. So I tend to be a little bit busy, but I am determined to do this because this brings me joy. I don't very often get to talk about the things that I enjoy, which is reading and watching movies and TV shows. And so when I came up with this idea, I'm like, dude, this is a way to, I use books and TVs and movies and all sorts of entertainment to escape. This is just another way to escape with other people. Hence why we call this the fan club. So, yeah, so just, I don't understand why she wouldn't tell Jared that she was a witch, and why the Trickster would have to be the one to break that news to him. But it is what it is. Anyhow, so her mother does end up discovering, because like she reads through this notebook that she took of the ancestors that read, and you know that storytelling has been a part of society for eons and eons. So I guess that's basically what happened. Was it was this during this time where that was form of entertainment. You had an ancestor or the wise one to sit down and tell everybody these stories that had everybody intrigued and entertained. So those were the notes that she went through to try to figure out that, oh, this is the Trickster, at the exact same time that the Trickster broke the news to Jared. The only thing else that I've missed is that those things that I don't know if they're skinwalkers or body snatchers. I don't know what the hell they are. But at the same time, they had also tried to attack Jared. And now they know that Jared is the son of the Trickster. Name of the first book. Oh, okay. Anyway, so now that they know that, so now we're getting into the juice of everything. Like the meat is getting juicy. This is about to get tasty. And so I can't wait for episode 4, which should air on Tuesday. I know that I'll be watching it on Tuesday or maybe Wednesday. I tend to stream everything. I haven't watched cable in a very long time. So I'm going to be watching this on the CW app, which they have changed it a bit, because it used to be that you had to wait until it aired and then you can watch it either at midnight or the next day, which is the same thing, but still you got to stay up and wait until midnight or just wait the next day. But now you can just stream it on the day that it airs, and thank you to quarantine, because I'm pretty positive that that's the reason why they changed that, because of quarantine. So I will be watching the 4th episode to get more juicy details about the story and what happens with Jared and the Trickster and his mom, and now she can finally kill something now that she knows what it is. Because again, how was you going to kill something that you didn't know what it was? I'm just saying. But otherwise, let me know in the comments, how do you feel about the Trickster? What is your knowledge about the Trickster? Did you read the book? Did you know that was a book? Did you watch it when it was on CBC? Let me know how you feel about the Trickster. Do you think that this is going to last on the CW? I do hope so. I'm not sure if it's really necessarily taking a place of Supernatural for me, but I am going to be invested. I am slowly becoming a fan, and I hope that you guys do too. Please don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can know when I post a new video. Also subscribe, comment, and like this video. Take care. Bye.